Time, Formula 2 under the lights. Going to be fantastic to watch.
Aaron, look at the time he found Bortoleto. Can he take it back? No. Aaron is owning this racetrack.
Pole position, mate. This was one of the nicest qualifying positions of my life. I'm going to cry.
Formula 2 is racing in Qatar. Isaac Hadjar soaring through to take the lead. Old school failure. Oh, and there's a scrap going on. Will there be enough room?
He ran me off the track.
Hadjar driving on his mirrors. The mediums are falling away. Bortoleto trying to get past Aaron, and he's into the gravel. Finally, Crawford is unleashed. Late braking move. A great braking move. Come on. Our contender for the title has had a horrible lap. For the third time this year.
I love you guys so much.
Oliver Behrman is the winner.
For the first time, it's time for a feature race at the Losail International Circuit, round 13 of 14, and this championship going all the way down to the final. 4 drivers mathematically still in the hunt, realistically only 2, Bortoleto and Isaac Hadjar, but yesterday both of them having difficulties. Today, Bortoleto starts 2nd, Hadjar starts 9th. Doing battle around a 5.419 kilometre circuit, 1 DRS zone down to turn 1, 16 turns, the last corner, elevation change of 4.8 metres. It drops downhill in order to give you a run to the first corner. Awesome circuit, and I'm delighted to say that after not having a session in F1 Academy this morning, we are going to go racing for Formula 2's feature race. The start will be on time. There will not be a delay, which I think everybody can say thank goodness for that. Alongside me in the commentary box as well, once again, is Omi. Wes joins us as well, and returning to the F2 commentary box is Synthil as well. Welcome back, my friend. We've missed you over the past couple of months. How have you been?
Yeah, thank you very much. I'm very happy to be back. Really, it's been I've missed a lot, unfortunately. But yeah, I'm okay. I've been working a lot through the weekend, so I've missed it a lot of races as well. But I see it's very close with the championship, so I'm really looking forward to picking up these races. I'll be there for Abu Dhabi. I'll try to be there for Abu Dhabi as well. So yeah, it's great to be back.
Here's your grid then. Clanchild starts 22nd with Rafael Villagomez in 21st. Christian Mansell goes 20th with John Bennett in 19th. Emil Cordial starts 18th with Zane Maloney in 17th place. 16th goes for Joshua Durskin. 15th then goes Rito Mayata. 14th for Luke Brannan with Max Esterson starting 13th on the grid. Jose Maria Marti starts 12th with Andrea Kimi Antonelli in 11th. And rounding out in the top 10 positions as well, we go with Oliver Behrman, who won yesterday's sprint race. Isaac Hadjar needs a great result here today. He starts in 9th position. Ollie Goethe had an engine explode yesterday. He starts 8th on the grid. Kushmaini starts in 7th. He had an engine blowout on Friday in practice. 6th on the grid for Jack Crawford. Also had problems alongside Richard Verschoor, who starts in 5th, back with MP. And then it's a second row with Dino Boganovic and Victor Martins. Front row, Gabriel Bortoleto and Paul Aron, who just went quicker and quicker and quicker in Friday's qualifying. Omi, yesterday's race was fantastic, but it was only on one set of tyres. Now we've got the run around on a completely new segment. Pit stops around this circuit. We know how good the racing can be. How much better are we going to see it now?
Ian's hard all yesterday, but today every driver has to use both of them, which means we've got double the action coming up. 2022 F2 champion watching on as well, as he looks to see who's going to take the title, whether it's going to be another Brazilian, Gabriel Bortoleto, or would it be Isaac Hadjar, who really suffered yesterday and he really needs to come back today from 9th, or we could see a big swing in the championship for Gabriel Bortoleto.
found it really weird, actually, that the medical car was stuck at the end of the pit lane. It hasn't been allowed onto the circuit. It went at the 5-minute signal. The safety car went at the 3-minute signal to leave the pit lane there. So just a little change. Usually the safety car pulls away when it's been given the 5-minute signal. It did not. It pulled away at the 3. Wes joins us for the first time in F2 race as well. Hello, Wes, and hopefully as well this can be a lot better. Today's action, setting sun compared to the darkness we had yesterday, so they can just go hell for leather.
Yeah, that's right. If it's anything like the sprint race from yesterday, then we are in for a real treat, it has to be said. The gap at the championship couldn't be closer right now. It's 103.5 points cover Bortoletto and Hadjar. So yeah, literally either of them could leave this this race as the leader of the championship.
It looks certainly, though, that it's going to go down to the final. F1 Academy League commentator Jess Ball is down there in the pit lane. Jess, first of all, you've got a rant.
Yes, I do have a rant. I'm going to try and keep it as concise as possible. First of all, why was the Porsches out first? The Europeans had done it correct, and it should have been this order: F1 Academy, F2, then Porsches. Because of this stupid order, F1 Academy couldn't race because of the tight schedule, and we should have seen some fantastic racing. But now we're going to have to wait until Abu Dhabi, and I'm very angry about that. Porsche should be the last feeder series of the day, not the F2s. End of rant.
Oh.
I'm going to let you... Oh. Did they start? Typical. Great. Great.
Well, that's a surprise that the amber lights have gone on and the 5 red lights have reset themselves. Now, that is a big sort of muck-up there, because we were into the procedure of going down. The 15-second signal was about to come on. We were literally around about a minute and 30 seconds away from going on the parade lap, and the formation lap will now start at 15:30 in 7 minutes time, and the barrier is still not repaired. Well, I'm not dissing Rui Marquez here, but couldn't he just look out of his race control window or the CCTV cameras there and see the fact that there was clearly still not going to work? That is, I mean, that's a bit ridiculous there, that we've had a delay again.
I'm quite mad after the annoyance of Baku as well. We're only getting a little bit of racing due to the big crash, and basically that was due to how close they scheduled it. F2 finished 2 hours before the F1 race started, so we of course started late there when there was really, they could have started way before, so we could have actually got a full F2 race in, even with the red flag. So that was, first of all, incredibly annoying. Then of course now we find ourselves with the situation. Let's hear from Maloney.
Happy to end with a pole as well. I didn't have a pole in F2 up until Monza, so happy with that. And generally just loved working with the team. Rode in, of course, last year wasn't the best year. This year also could have been better from my side and everyone's side. So I have regrets, but I move on with my life and my career, and I've gotten a great opportunity from Formula 2.
Omi, keep up with the ranting, please, because I loved it.
Well, I'm going to be bringing it to a close, but yeah. We're going to go, hopefully, racing very shortly at 30 parts, and hopefully we'll get a good race that we absolutely deserve in a feature race when we've got such a good championship battle as well going on.
Yeah, Wes, you were in the commentary box for Academy as well, and you saw how ridiculous it was to have that barrier disrupt everything, and that's disrupting F2. I have to agree with Jess. What's your views on the fact that, yes, we're in Qatar, but the local series should be put last compared to the international series?
Yeah, I agree. And to be honest, it's the fans that I feel most sorry for, in not just at home but in the grandstands as well. I mean, it's not cheap to come to an F1 event, and so far they've been denied racing. I understand the Porsche race didn't even go its full distance. We've obviously lost F1 Academy, as we've said, and now we're eating into F2 time, so the fans aren't really getting value for money, are they?
Sadly they're not, and since we're now in this procedure where we've still got an hour to run for this feature race, but they might cut it short because Formula 1 have got to do a track parade and then a grid walk. Is it getting a bit too ridiculous now that F1 are sort of... I know they're the main show, but a track parade and a grid walk, really? Compared to actual racing? What's the present here? Are we doing a sport or are we doing a show?
Yeah, exactly. I agree with you there because I feel like F2 should have the priority over a grid parade or anything like that. I understand it's a show, and I feel like because there's usually always a big gap between two series that they have the opportunity to do a grid, to do those things, but I don't feel like it's really necessary.
It just gets worse and worse, and compared to it, Jess, that truck this morning, you were on the F1 Academy, where did it come from? Did it come from behind that barrier, or did it have to come up from the pit lane side? Do you remember?
I was not paying attention, to be honest. I was just more annoyed that the Porsches crashed there in the first place under safety car.
Oh God!
It was under. It was. If you obviously we can't see it on the broadcast, but if you look at the picture, Josh, that Omi put in the commentary box, there was one Porsche that crashed during the safety car restart. It's ridiculous. You can't crash under safety car.
Well, actually, if you give us a second, where did you put it in? Was it in comms chat?
Yeah, he put it in comms chat. Are we allowed to?
We are, because F1. It's not an F1 broadcast series. That truck is still not moved, by the way. Oh, I see. Here we go. So let me put it in full screen on our Discord stuff here, because we do have an ability to go full screen and take a look at it. We might have a further delay here to the series.
I think we're not going to start at half past.
No,
there's no way.
I don't think we are. It's going to be very small.
I think that was wishful thinking.
Yeah. It's going to be very small, so I do apologise, but here you go. Can I zoom that in by any chance?
You do the Control Plus.
Oh, oh, really? Oh, okay. Control Plus. No, hang on. Control Plus. Oh, yes, there we go. There we go. Is that? Yes, there we go. Thank you, Jess. So the safety just goes off on its own. You can clearly see it. Wow. That is a bit...
Yeah. That's a bit amateurish, I think.
Yeah.
Oh my God!
Delayed start again.
Oh,
Not dealing with this again.
This is just getting ridiculous. They clearly don't care.
By the way, make sure you zoom out back to the original windows, otherwise it's going to mess up your windows when we go to F1.
Yeah, I've just done it now. Formation up will start at 15:35.
For goodness sake!
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, it's safety first, though. I mean, they can't really do anything about it.
I know that. They had time. What's taking them so long?
Literally, why can't you just make Porsche suffer? They damage the barrier, don't let them continue racing, bring them into the pit lane, red flag their race, repair the barrier in their slot, so then maybe F1 Academy would have some time, and then maybe it would also be repaired for F2.
I mean, I'm not going to lie or anything, but this track does have lights. I mean, we could just run these after the Formula 1 race. The precedent here that, after the F1 race, that's it, everything shuts off. No, put the F1 Academy after the F1 race, and maybe we now shove the F2. We can go. Medical car has now gone to that side of the track, but yeah, it's got to drive down to the end and reverse back up. This is going to be at least another 5-10 minutes. Why are they taking so long? This has been what?
It's going to be another sprint race.
Hang on a minute. How long have we been under this delay now? At least 2 hours to repair a barrier? Really? That's not good enough.
No. Even F1 tracks such as Jeddah had barriers worse as this, and they repaired it in less time, like 10 minutes.
Roman Grosjean,
20 minutes.
Yeah, Grosjean went through a barrier and was able to repair it.
That was in 20 minutes as well, wasn't it?
Yeah. Because they had to, the actual clear up of the car and the fire and all that lot, that took about an hour and a half. Replacing the barrier took 20 minutes.
Do you think the marshals there are not as experienced here as in other tracks?
The thing with this track is it's a MotoGP circuit, so the marshals here are trained for MotoGP. So I'm wondering if they're a little bit... Do you remember last year, actually, when we had a safety... They haven't even replaced the barrier. They have not even replaced the barrier.
Is that live?
Yeah, that is live. They've literally just put a concrete slab in between it and tarmacked
that's
it
going to
in.
be even worse. That surely someone's going to be hitting that at full speed, and that's just going to injure them massively.
There needs to be some sort of There needs to be some sort of like safer barrier there, or tyres or something there. They can't just leave a concrete wall on a high-speed part of the track.
Do you know what's happening? I just, honestly, even though there was race control, I felt so bad for the race director, because he was just meant to be doing F1 this weekend.
Yeah,
to race direct F1. But he's now having to do everything, so he's probably overloaded with information, bless him.
And let's not forget that Rui Marquez has been on a long run. He's done Macau, then he went to Las Vegas. Yeah. Now he's done here this weekend, both F2.
I don't think it's I don't think it's his fault, because he.
Update on the wind. It's picking up, same direction, which is headwind into T1.
Oh, that's not great news, as we saw on Friday exactly how damaging they can be in windy conditions. Yeah, go on.
I think some cars are going to be sliding off the track. Hopefully, not in the area with the concrete slabs, though.
Oh my God.
Hopefully not, and hopefully they can keep it clean, because we want to get some racing done, especially after a feature race that was shortened by about 50% last time out.
Yeah, in Bakat, and we are going to be reducing the distance.
Oh my.
We're losing.
We're losing valuable time.
Yeah, so we are reducing the distance. Now, what time is the track parade starting? How much of a gap?
I will check for you, because I'm in pits.
Okay, good, because if we've got a gap here, let's hope we might get it. But we are apparently reducing some distance. The Qatari flag is not the same as the Bahrain flag, I must point out. Bahrain's flag is red triangle stripes. Here it is sort of a burgundy, and it's longer as well. So the Qatari flag is different to the Bahraini flag. This is not great.
Actually, I was just looking at this. Oh, I'm sorry. I was just looking at the schedule because one of you guys mentioned earlier about the possibility of putting F1 Academy and F2 after Formula 1. I can tell you that due to the 2-hour time limit of F1, it would finish at 9 o'clock local time. Yesterday, Saturday, F1 Academy race finished
at midnight.
Just before midnight.
Yeah.
Yes. So it's
parade.
definitely logistically possible.
Let's do it. Go on, Jess.
So the F2 feature race meant to finish 16:25 local time. Drivers' parade 5 o'clock local time.
Okay, so we've got about half an hour to play with.
And they got the pit lane walk and the track tour for the Paddock Club 5 minutes before that.
Yeah, and they don't like cancelling those. Okay, so this might be if we delay for a pit walk, that is ridiculous. I think the series needs to get a serious grip on itself about how they deal with these events. It's not good enough. Right, cars are being fired up. The minute
are we
signal's
actually going to get going?
I think we are. The minute signal has been given, and the mechanics are leaving the grid, so we might at least get to the parade lap here. They have removed... Yeah, we're all good. We are good to go. They've got rid of the...
Woohoo! Finally!
Right, let's have a quick, because Quiet Banter's got a comment here as well. What do you make of them giving position penalties in yesterday's race rather than time penalties? It's not like anyone's really showing up to watch the race anyway. But, yeah, what was your thoughts of yesterday they gave position penalties in this F2 sprint rather than the time penalties?
Preferred it personally, because we had a safety car. So I think if we have a safety car and we end behind the safety car, I think we can estimate it what was the time before the safety car came out, so it punishes the driver what they would have had without the safety car. So I think that's a bit more of a fair way to go.
Okay, I was a bit worried there. Green light went on, no one moved.
Is it a new rule then that they can do that?
Apparently they've changed the rules since, yeah.
Definitely in the past they have not done that.
I agree.
Would be inconsistent.
I agree personally,
seems like a
because
good
otherwise
idea.
they would have probably gained more of an advantage if it was time penalties.
Wes?
Yeah, I agree. I've to be honest, I've always had in the back of my mind the possibility that if a time penalty were to be imposed and we've got introduced with the top three.
It's the opportunity to race in Formula 1 one day, and even though I don't have the seat yet, the reserve role is the closest thing I can get to it, and I think it's a very good opportunity for me to learn and get familiar with Formula 1. Basically, next year will be all about getting prepared as best as possible, so if the opportunity comes to jump in the car, I will be ready for it, and if there's a seat available in the future, then hopefully I'll be ready to basically take it.
Do continue, Wes.
Yeah, I always wondered about the obscure possibility that if a time penalty was imposed, what would happen if that race time then matched the same as another driver? I mean, how would they decide who was in front and who was behind in that situation? So the position penalty seems to be a much better idea.
Let's go round the room then and think what's going to happen. Synth, what do you think is going to happen in this one? It's shaping up to be crazy.
Yeah, it hasn't been too chaotic I think sprint race. I've just managed to see it a little bit, but it's a track where you can overtake, mostly towards turn 1 of course, but there's a lot of runoff, so we might avoid safety cars in that because of that.
Amy?
I think we're going to be in for a very chaotic race. I think Paul Aaron is going to finally try win a Formula 2 race, and he'll try become our 17th different winner of the year. As well, Behrman, Maney, and then Marty Esterson, Browning, Miata, and Joshua Dirksen all on the hards, everyone else on the mediums. So we've got different strategies, and it's going to mean that we're going to get a very interesting race with it all combining at the end.
Wes?
Yeah, absolutely. Tyre degradation going to be a very important thing to keep an eye out on. The offset between the cars on the mediums and the cars on the hard is going to make overtaking very, very interesting to see.
Jess?
I hope it gets action. That's what I want to say. I hope there's no delays, and hopefully the drivers can keep it on the track, because I do not want it to be reduced even more.
Let's see how many laps we're going to have then. It's scheduled to 32. We have not been told if they're changing it. The clock has remained at an hour, so that's a good sign. Whether they've reduced the lap count and kept it, we don't know. All set to go racing then. The cars forming up on the grid. 22 in total. Down there in the pit lane. Medical car coming into position from where that tow truck was. Lines up, all square, ready to go then. Watch the lights. Green flag. Lights on. 2, 3, 4, 5. And we're underway. Poor start from Gabriel Bortoletto, but in the second phase he gets ahead. Staller at the back of Clan Shields. So it is going to be Bortoletto leading down to turn 1. Victor Martins having a bit of wheel-to-wheel battle as well. He's dropped out with Paul Aron coming up from the inside. Comes now Dino Beganovic in a battle with Victor Martins. Martins has the inside through 2. Just can't get alongside him for the outside of 3. And through goes Beganovic. So Martins down already. Great start in the second phase from Bortoletto. He didn't get the greatest getaway, but did get the second phase right. Paul Aron just looked like he dropped back. The wind causing a couple of issues. The two Prama's there, side by side as we head down to turn 6. And that's already on the gravel there. I think that's what Dirksen. Prama's come together. And that's a kerfuffle now in the middle of turn 6. The Prama's ran into each other.
Not ideal between the two Pramas there. Not a very horrible start from Aaron. He had a lot of spin, and somehow he's still in second. He's lucky with that, but they went 4 wide for a second in turn 1.
Bennett stalled Omi on the grid, so he was down. It wasn't 22nd. Shields have got going again though. Now it's all hell breaking loose.
All hell indeed is breaking loose on this circuit right now at the moment as we continue to go side by side, and that is going to be very close stuff as Goethe has got Hadge of a company who's trying to go the long way around, and the man second in the championship has to think about the championship as he backs out of it there, but that was super close. Aaron got on the drive and didn't go anywhere. It was Bortoletto immediately threw into the lead, and a great start for Dino Beganovic after third.
Yeah, whereas that's exactly what I think Aaron didn't need, and exactly what Borsaletta did need. He leads like one.
He does, yeah. I'm looking forward to seeing a replay of the start there. Aaron absolutely clobbered the side of Bogdanovic just before they got to turn 1. Hopefully there's no damage to that Dams car. We've got an overtake here.
Around the outside, that's the 24.
Oh,
Joshua
the
Durtsgard.
car stopped the track.
Oh, that is Bennett leaving the pit lane. Browning's dropped down a couple of places as well, but yeah. So is that Bennett now lapped down? DRS enabled. Durtsgard making the move up then ahead of Browning, but then, so it's all going crazy there. But yeah, that's Bennett now leaving the pit lane. He stopped at the exit. No sign of a yellow flag just yet though, but that's in a dangerous position down to turn 1. Let's see if he makes it to that first sector. Here's Antonelli.
So I reminded the 2 drivers ahead are on prime, so we need to make the most of it now. Come on.
That's Behrman and Maney, unless he's talking now about Maney and Crawford and not about his own teammate on that front of the roll-around.
I'm surprised I don't see any damage on both Primoz, because there was definitely some contact there between the 2 drivers.
Yeah, it's getting a bit... They banged into each other, didn't they? I mean, down in turn 6. And what are they talking about there? Yeah, so he's talking about Behrman and Maney, so Antonelli doesn't even care about his own teammate, looks like.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, that's how it's been really for the majority of the season. It was all elbows out. It was very nearly contact in the feature race at Monza. Paul Aaron, though, may have lost the lead. He is desperate for his first victory in Formula 2. He's only 6/10 away. He's going to get an opportunity with DRS open down the start-finish straight, and let's see how powerful it is today. There was definitely overtaking opportunities for the drivers yesterday, but now Bortoletto is going to have to look in his mirrors, and we're going to once again see Marty's also putting the pressure on Dino Bogdanovic as they come over the line.
Thousands of dust getting kicked up as well as they come into the braking zone. DRS now open. That blue smoke is the plank wearing down. And again, Durtsgard trying to look on the inside line. This time getting ahead of Max Esterson and does so for 12th position. A nice move on the inside line. Bortoletto, 1:44.81, gets the fastest up of the race so far. He gets so. Well, hopefully we'll see a replay at the start shortly, because in my view, Aaron got the great. I am.
I think I want to do an early stop. Okay, copy. Next stop is not now.
So Bogdanovic wants to do an early stop, but yeah, in my view, Bortoletto didn't get the greatest getaway, but the second phase got a great launch, and it was opposite. It's like almost they swapped. Aaron got the great first launch, bogged down in the second. Bortoletto bogged down at the start, got the great second launch. I think equally, it was a bad start from them, and a great start from Bogdanovic. I want to see the replay though, as they all fly through. On board, Antonelli.
Needs to get on with it.
Yeah.
Andrea Kimi Antonelli, he really needs to try and make this move, and a bold move around this circuit definitely is possible, especially as we saw yesterday in Formula 2, and he should have the grip, he should have the chance to make an overtake, but yeah, he's stuck in this DRS train, but Behrman is definitely going to get his elbows out, and directly in behind, you've got Ollie Goethe, who's also in this train. Hadjar dropping off this train, not what he wants, he needs to be getting on with it, as his championship rivals, first and second at this stage.
We saw some...
Yeah, any drivers who were on...
After you.
I was going to say, any drivers who are on medium tyres right now, if they are stuck behind the car in front, they are going to have a very, very bad race, because the degradation on this track is going to... The cars are going to hit a cliff, basically.
And that's exactly what's happened, because you just saw the fact that Maney had no drive. Behrman was able to swing around the outside with DRS, but Antonelli's still stuck behind him. Look at that, sliding there, Synth, as well. If you were Antonelli, would you push this hard already to get through?
Well, I don't know if I would, but he's definitely doing it. Looking on the inside, and late braking, great move from Kimi Antonelli.
Is that also going to allow Goethe to have a look on the back there, Romy? I'm not too sure if he wanted to. It's a bit hard to do 5 and 6. He's going through on the inside at 6, though. Nice move on the inside there.
Fabulous move.
Loving the side of that, and now we're going to see him fight back. Maybe can't. Hadjar's going round the outside. Isaac Hadjar with a superb move round the outside, down at turn 7 and 8, and he's through by the time we get down to turn 10. Fabulous move. Well, this race is livening up.
That's very important, of course, for a championship. He's trying to get as many points as possible, because Bortoletto down first, that's going to be not great news for Isaac Hadjar. Try and close up to him to the championship, but we still, of course, have one more weekend to go after this in in Abu Dhabi, so he's just trying to get as close as possible, to get as many points as possible.
Over the line again then. Bortoletto leads, are on second, but look at that. Bogdanovic went a little bit wide. He's trying to break the toe to Victor Martins down the straight. We've got Antonelli and Behrman together as well. Martins literally like a magnet to the back of Bogdanovic over third position, not into turn one. Antonelli and Behrman, I think nothing between them either. Okay, so it's closing down for what is a very entertaining race so far. Bortoletto from Iran, Bogdanovic, Martins, Verschoor, Crawford. Here's the race start though. So watch the front. Yeah, look, it was a poor. Okay, so poor start from Iran completely. Bogdanovic looks like he aced that there. Since
There's contact from Verschoor, I think, as well. There on the outside, makes it 4 wide, and somehow Paul Ron still hanging on in second there. But I think he just had a lot of wheel spin going up the gear, so that's where it went wrong, because otherwise it would have been a quite similar start to Bortoletto.
yeah, no, I mean, this is where it all sort of concertinaed down towards turn 6, because we can. Oh, okay, never mind. This is on board with Iran.
Yeah, you can see it. You can see the wheel spin, you can see the smoke coming up the rear tires there.
And there's contact with Verschoor, I mean, just going around the outside, but I wanted to see the two Prama's at turn 6.
Yeah, absolutely. I think we're going to get that at some point as well. But yeah, Martin's then to the inside of Bogdanovic. This was Isaac Hadjar, and he was being shuffled out by Behrman, by Antonelli as well. And then incredible stuff there between those two. And then this is where we had the contract. So it was a move that was being attempted for Behrman on the Invicta, and it meant that it sent Antonelli out of shape and it allowed Goethe through.
I actually don't think there was much contact there.
Antonelli's point.
Yeah.
Yeah, hopefully we get to see that from Antonelli's point of view there, because it was hard to tell just how much contact there was.
Oh!
This is what happened to Via Gomez.
That's his Cordial.
2 bangs, and out goes the bollards. And as I said in practice, that could do more damage to front wing than most think, because it's not just polystyrene, there's 2 metal strips right there as well. So they are effectively bolted to the ground with, yes, the polystyrene, but they've got big bolts in them, like big arm bolts. In fact, the size of my umbrella I'm holding up right now. That's how big the bolts are. Oh, Martin's off the track, and look up. That's for Bogdanovic. But Bogdanovic, as you said, isn't he being called in now?
Yeah, I think that's the right call.
Crawford was being called in.
Oh. Yeah. Front tires are dead, and he's gone wide again, I think, for another track limit warning. But not great for Bogdanovic. He's already losing time and losing his tires, so he's gonna have to box very soon as well.
Oh.
Yeah. I expect that'll be a similar situation for all the medium runners coming up now, so expect pit stops here very, very soon.
So the racing continues on so far. Bortoletto from Iran, Bogdanovic, Victor Martins, Verschoor, Crawford, Behrman in P7, and now we're getting ready for our first pit stop, guys. What do you think is going to happen next?
Yes, I wonder how strong the undercut will be, because otherwise Aaron will step. There goes Crawford, but otherwise Aaron should pit earlier and he could take the lead.
In comes Crawford. I suppose at this point I'll head down to Jess. Oh, mate, and Maloney's there too. Oh, it looks like they're all coming in.
Oh, sorry, I was on mute.
Go on, down to you in the pits.
Yeah, we got quite a lot of pit stops being made, a bit earlier than expected. So I wonder, I'm a bit. We know that in F2 those hard tyres could be an absolute nightmare. So it will be interesting to see if we can get to the end.
Longer stop, of course. You're now mandated how long you can stay in your pit box for in Formula 2 after the dramas at Imola earlier on this year. They want to make sure that every wheel is safely secured and nobody gets an advantage. It's almost like they're saying you see in Formula E next weekend, or actually in Jeddah when they have the attack pit stop charge, which we think is being renamed from attack charge to something else. I don't know what it's called now. But pit attack, something like that, I don't know, it's some weird name. Richard Verschoor, box from MP, and that's him running down. Who is Verschoor? 5th. So far, quite nice. Go on, Emmy.
Aaron now straight away on the back of Bortoletto. He's got some momentum. He's going to get a huge opportunity. If one of them doesn't dive it into the pit lane, there'll be a huge opportunity down the start, finish straight to pull the move with DRS for the high-tech man as well, a contender in Spain until he went off. And Aaron's going to dive it into the pit lane. He is going to go for the undercut attempt.
Aaron, Bogdanovic, Martins, for sure, Antonelli all diving down the pit lane as well. Jess, do you think the undercut's going to work here? Because that's a long way to take the harder compound tyres.
Yeah, that's what I mean. When I was driving on the F2 cars the other day in career mode, I just couldn't last those hards that long. It has to be at least lap 15, 16 to pit.
Yeah, they're preying on some form of safety car then.
Yeah.
Martins dives in, away he goes. Frightens me how close to the fast lane these F2 cars are. They can't use the F1 boxes, but creates more tension in my opinion, especially in places like Monaco. So the pit lane battle begins. Polaron drifts out the pit lane. Victor Martins puts his foot down as well, a little bit the same. And there's the track noise finally. I was only Alex Jackson here for a second. Antonelli comes back out. So the medium runners didn't work, and now they've all dropped 14 down. Top 13 still on the hard tyres. They can go longer. Here's Bortoletto.
Let's push now. Let's push and box. Let's push and box.
Oh, okay. That's a double surprise.
Bortoletto started on the medium as well, so he will box, but then you wonder if the undercut has worked for Paul Aron.
Has Goethe stopped? No, it's Antonelli!
No.
Oh!
Wheel's
And
not
he's out.
good. What's happened to the wheel?
He broke my steering, mate.
Can you keep going or not?
Oh, it's over.
Virtual safety car's been immediately deployed. Andrea Chimenez is out of the race. He's been hit by someone, but the wheel's not facing the right direction.
Good news for Bortoletto. Is he driving to the pit lane now? What he doesn't.
No, he can't. Yeah, you can't pit under
In a
virtual safety car in
you
F2.
can't put under VSA. He's screwed.
Penalty for crossing the white line.
You're right there, Sid. He's crossed that white line. He went behind the bollard, so that's going to be Bortoletto getting a penalty for not committing to the pit lane. Virtual safety car, you're not allowed to pit.
Yeah.
If it was a full safety car, they could. I think they've misunderstood. Go on, Emmy.
They'll be hoping now that it gets converted to a full safety car, then it might be good for them. Right now the pace will be neutralized, but yeah, it won't count as your mandatory pit stop. They will be hoping and begging that the safety car does get deployed.
Everyone has just switched over to medium compound tyre, though. Fantastic news for them.
Edgar hasn't pitted either, has he?
Yeah.
But that won't get to the end.
This is Bortoletto. Let's have a radio.
Okay, VSC, stay out. Were you inside or outside? I think inside, mate.
Okay, so this...
You're not allowed to do that. But to be fair, and that's fair because Carlos Sainz did that and he got away with it.
Yeah, but that was only because... Oh, nearly contact in the pit lane. Oh, and that's where the contact happened.
That's how it happened.
I said Antonelli looks weird coming out of the pit lane, and he's been chopped by the MP of Vachon.
Yeah.
As well, for sure. This is, yeah, that's the reason he's out. His front right damaged.
Is that my fault? Because I literally said 5 seconds before that happened that these pit lanes make me a bit more nervous.
You call it.
Safety car! Safety car!
Right, this changes the game then. Now, why did Rui Marquez not pull out the full safety car? And Bortoletto has been noted for crossing the pit lane entry line, but that was, and now Bortoletto boxes. Bateman takes the lead, but that should have been a full safety car immediately, not the virtual safety car. Wrong decision from Rui Marquez, race director.
Edgar can pit as well. He also stayed out, I think. So this is great for the top two in the championship. They both stayed out. They'll have a little bit of an advantage here with the safety car pit stop.
And Vachon has just come back through the pit lane as well. Behrman leads. Joshua Durtzka will take up to second. On board Bortoletto then. And he'll take over. Look how much those mediums got damaged after 8 laps. Here's his radio.
The title battle.
We might get into trouble for that later. You went on BSC, came into the box and came out. Let's see what happens, but let's over race for now, okay?
Personally, in my opinion, I think it's a stupid rule. He didn't go into the pit lane. He didn't put anybody in danger. It should be fine. As,
Isaac Hatcher has come out way ahead of Paul Aron now, so this is he's gained a lot of positions because of this.
Yeah, Polaron's still stuck in 14th place. Everybody ahead. And is he going to jump anybody who's coming to the pit? Yes, Polaron jumps up into 8th place, but that has now put... Is that Hadjar now down to 9th?
Also, so Hadjar got ahead of Goethe there, and now it's Bortoleto, Aaron, and Hadjar together on the circuit, which is put the title rivals all together.
Hadjar has actually not lost a position. He started the lap 9th and has finished 9th, but...
He's effectively 3rd.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a net P3. And remember, Bortoleto and Aaron were 1st and 2nd, Hadjar was 9th. So now it's 1, 2, 3 for them. So Hadjar has got every bit of an opportunity, just like Aaron and Bortoleto have now.
Well, that's reset the order with 23 to go.
Absolute perfect safety car for the championship, this, because this has brought Bortoleto and Hadjar very close together now.
And annoyingly, Antonelli being out has screwed his teammate Behrman, because now Behrman is out there and he's going to be on hard tyres later into the race. He's going to need another safety car. The safety car's come at the wrong time for him in this race strategy.
Yeah, definitely not ideal for the hard tyre runners.
Oh, this is going to be fun.
Yeah, now we're going to have a situation, of course, where I think it's the top 6 who are going to be much slower on these hards compared to everybody behind. So there's going to be a matter of who's going to be able to pass these guys the quickest.
What sort of a penalty do you think for sure we'll get for this then?
It's usually a 5-second time penalty, right? Unsafe release.
That seems a bit not enough though, doesn't it?
Yeah, usually.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Oh, he's got a puncture.
That's that would be enough.
But he has got a puncture. Look, it punctured the rear tyre. That's why he came back into the pit lane again. Didn't see that on the original angle. He had a puncture coming in. He's done well to get that back without any damage, though. Well held. Safety car helped him. Right. Okay. Regroup. I'm saying it now. This track, I don't think suits Formula cars. Pit lane is...
It delivers us chaos, though. At least.
It does. It does.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think it matters.
Wasn't it?
I don't think it matters on which track you put these cars. It's going to be chaos anyway.
You know what cars don't suit this track? Porsches.
That's true.
At least we've got UAE F4 next week in Abu Dhabi.
Yeah, that's not going to be problematic, is it?
Yeah, that's fine. We won't see that either. They never show that one.
John Bennett gets his lap back.
Is he lapped already? Bloody hell.
Well, he's stalled on the grid, didn't he? So.
Oh, yeah.
And I assume Richard Verschoor as well will get a lap back, although he has been lapped, so... No, he has not. Verschoor is just massively ahead of the field. So he'll be told to catch up. And Bennett can now get his lap back. He is effectively back in the Grand Prix. That's good.
Yeah. Richard Verschoor, of course, it was a brilliant day for them yesterday, and it was great to see that combination back on the podium. They've won in GP. They've won all the way back in GP3 together. They also won in Formula 3, then in Formula 2, also in Macau. That is a mega winning combination. Great to see them back. Doesn't look like it's gone their way so far at all, but yeah, great to see them back and were immediately on the podium in their first race. And it'll be interesting to see them round out the season, and then also next year, as we're sure is one of the confirmed drivers for MP. As Antonelli walks away, he's of course heading to Formula 1 with Mercedes.
Yeah, but he's left Qatar with a double DNF. So that's the worst thing possible for him. Not his fault today. And Bortoleto is under investigation for failing to follow the race director's instructions of crossing the pit lane line at pit entry.
Oh, that's a slam dunk penalty.
Yeah. Lap 12 of 32. Let's take a look at it again. So on the radio, he said, stay out, stay out, stay out. And Bortoleto just drove into the pit lane.
It was Bortoletto's fault.
Yeah. Stupid move.
Will probably be a time penalty.
Yeah. Oh, it's one of these days.
Oh, Omi's camera's gone.
I think he's having a quick change around.
Oh, fair dues, fair dues.
Because I noticed the mic's muted as well. So, safety car out. So, has everyone in pit put the mediums on? They're not going to get it to the end of the race. They have.
It's going to be a two-stop.
So, Bogdanovic down are not going to get those to the end of the race. And neither's Bortoletti. How? You can't get the mediums to the end of the race.
But didn't they start on the medium as well?
I thought they did, but apparently they're on hard. They started
At least
on
some of them did.
Well, if they started on mediums, they're going to have to use different tyre compound. 5-second tyre penalty.
Bortoletto. So he will for that crossing the pit lane entry line. Safety car is in this lap. Well, he's going to get
Well,
told
that's
about that.
not a shock, is it?
That's bad for the championship as well.
I genuinely think the top all started on the medium, so I think they have to know another pit stop. I think they're all expecting a 2-stop maybe even.
That's a surprise. A 2-stopper in a feature race.
Unusual in Formula
Well, we're
2.
going to see in F1.
3-stopper.
Well, they really had to struggle yesterday in the sprint race, didn't they, just to make it to the end. Those tyres looked awful by the end of that.
Can't believe I missed the sprint race yesterday.
There we go again then. Behrman's hit the gas, but there's no overtaking until the start-finish line. But that means there's going to be an awesome amount of tow down to turn 1. Behrman's not being clever there. We're green again here in Doha. And Behrman's again having to break the toe already. Joshua Durtskin's right up alongside as they head down to turn 1. Durtskin can be smart here. He can go late on the lunge. Behrman knows it's coming. There's nothing he can do. He's done it wrong. Durtskin's to the outside line. Can he hold it? He's got the grip around the outside line. That's the preferred line. Bortoletto's going side by side as well with Martin. And he's off the track. And he takes out the bollard. Bits of polystyrene fly everywhere. Damaged wing for Bortoletto. And Marty was not going to give him any room. Durtskin still gets through for Shaw's also been noted for a safety car infringement. But Durtskin can't get through. Behrman was aggressive but nice on defending. Oh, and off again goes Marty. And that's allowed Bortoletto to try and go around the outside again. And lockups. And contact. 2 cars round at turn 6. And that for Villa Gomez.
Crawford and Villa Gomez.
Bortoletto's still trying to go around the outside, but now he's been passed by Paul Aron. He's got the inside line. And just letting it through. And the 2 protagonists banging wheels. Paul Aron round the outside. Can he get the traction? Might need another safety car here as well. And we have got one. Safety car's out. They'll race it to the boards. Bortoletto versus Aron. And Bortoletto goes back ahead. Safety car again. Crawford's out of the race.
That was nice. The top 2 of the championship side by side for a couple of corners. This is going to be great again for the restart. But another safety car was a lock-up from Crawford. So I think he's the one to blame, but it was hard to see from that angle. And Villa Gomez is out of the race as well.
Backwards at turn 6, and Crawford somewhere around there as well stopped. So, yeah. I mean, not the greatest thing to have another safety car back-to-back, but Behrman needs to learn he went way too early, and that allowed Durtskin to have a real run on him.
Oh my word, Pepe Marti, well, Hadjar's teammate getting his elbows out fully up against Bortoletto, and Bortoletto, once again, just like yesterday, found himself off the road, then side by side with Aaron, and Hadjar was nearly getting in the mix. And this battle, as we see, the car of Villa Gomez getting pushed off with him inside.
He can't get out, it's like one of those fairground rides.
Enjoyable experience.
Into the pits comes Crawford, probably I think to retire. Depending on what the damage is, they may be able to get him out. He'll definitely need a front wing change at the very least. This may be, interestingly guys, this may be the way they get round having to, or not doing a second pit stop because of all the time behind a safety car.
Good point.
That's true, but of course, but it's not if they also start up the medium, because you have to change the compound.
Toe links bust.
Yeah.
The front left toe links bust. Yeah, they want him to go, but you're not getting the suspension wishbones work. Sorry, you're done. Damon Hill had the same thing in '94. That breaks.
I was just thinking the same thing.
Yeah. I was thinking of someone one of the Williams mechanics desperately grabbing it to try and bend it back into place. Oh, Bortoletto's wing is made of steel.
It wasn't really.
Pass on the inside. This is Martin. Don't let him push you wide. Go on inside. Don't be scared. You're strong.
Go on the inside. You're strong. Don't let him do it. Go on, Sim.
He wasn't really alongside him though, so I don't think there will be a penalty for that.
No, I don't think there will either. And then Marty ran wide, and Aron just sort of dived into nowhere. How much is that? Look, there's those bollards I'm talking about. If you went over those, you could root your floor in two like a knife through butter. Crawford just came out of nowhere then, took out Villagomez.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
always
it's a bit
gonna
of a
happen.
foolhardy move.
Indeed, and it was just desperate stuff on the restart for all of them in the field. Hopefully Hadja was able to get a bit more involved in this, but I think he just wants Bortoletto and Aaron to take each other out, and he can just sit behind and watch as well, which would be quite interesting. But it's been one chaotic Formula 2 feature race so far, as we would expect in this championship. Rashaw has got himself a penalty.
And this is for a safety car infringement, so it's 10 seconds. Oh no, it's for the unsafe release. Okay. So he is under investigation again for a safety car
So he's
infringement.
probably going to get another one, like 5 seconds. He'll be on 15 seconds, right?
If I was him, I'd just retire. There's no way you're going to get that back with the amount of safety cars we're getting. Call it
They're
a
going to do a
day.
practice session.
Yeah. Do you have to serve the penalty then? There's Crawford.
That's Crawford indeed, as well, as he watches on now with the rest of us. A weekend to forget anywhere for him. Beach by his teammate who only had about 2 laps in practice, because remember, Beganovich's car went, it didn't get going, it stopped on the circuit in the early minutes, so he only had 3 laps recorded on the board, did Beganovich, and Beganovich qualified in P4 as well, in his first ever Formula 2 qualifying session, really in his first ever Formula 2 session as a whole, as practice was basically irrelevant with about 1 or 2 laps he was able to get done, so yeah, being beaten by his new teammate, a weekend to forget anyway, I'd say, for Jack Crawford. Joshua Dirksen currently running up in 2nd position. Maloney in his final ever Formula 2 race finds himself also just involved in some of the battles in P14, but he wants to end it on a high with Rodin Motorsports, which he of course started the year by doing the double with.
Yeah, and he'll leave and head over to Lola Yamaha Apt in FIA Formula E as their World Championship begins next weekend on the streets of Sao Paulo.
Oh, I'm buzzing for that.
It's going to be a great one as well. And we've got more coverage this year than ever before with Formula E. We're now an FIA accredited championship with them. So we can have press conferences. We can even ask questions in the press conference now.
And also, we're back on UK in free-to-air television.
Yeah,
we are.
ITV. Go on,
Yeah, also, one quick thing on Maloney, from what I've noticed from his career is, he usually does like to come alive in the 2nd season, so if he's not too impressive in his 1st season in Formula E, then the 2nd season as well, he'll be very good, hopefully. And, well, even near the end, you'll start seeing some glimpses at the end of his 1st ever season, just how his career has been so far in single seaters, really.
Richard Verschaw's safety car infringement, rather, is going to be investigated after the race. So we'll have to wait for that. Also, a bit of a fun fact for you guys. We saw on screen earlier Bert Mylander, the safety car driver. He first started doing that job, interestingly, in 1999. So a quarter of a century.
The guys in front are going to box at some point. They're probably going to go late looking for a safety car.
Bortoletto is the net race leader.
With that time penalty though as well, that's going to be very interesting.
So actually it'll be Paul Aron, so it'll be Paul Aron and Hadjar.
And that's going to kill Portland's championship. Go on, Wes.
Yeah, no, I'd finished my point. So he's been driving the safety car for 25 years.
Scary to think he's been doing it for that
The
long.
sun.
I love this. You see, you don't even get it in Bahrain. Qatar, I think, is the only racetrack I know with a sun
Safety
like that.
cars in this lap.
Excellent. You wait until you see the moon come up as well. Dorna shows some great shots of the moon. It's a wonderful atmosphere you get here. Right. Safety car in then. Let's see what we're going to have this time around.
Deep breath before it all goes crazy again between all of them.
I'm just going to crack my back. as we do it. You know, just get
Good
ready.
idea.
There we go. Breathe in and breathe out, because this is going to be chaotic. Look at Behrman, he's backing him up in the middle of the 12, 13, 14 segment, but he goes too early. It's a long straight here. He just gives you the advantage to draw up alongside. Durskin's almost pushing him. That's dangerous from Behrman. Very dangerous. Agile radio.
I run this to stop. Brake testing. Anyway, let's go.
Yep, that was a live radio message tonight because let's go. Behrman's hit the 3 pedal to the metal way earlier this time, and that's just going to give Durskin the absolute ride before we even get to the last corner. He's lined him up perfectly, and Behrman's off the ride. He's made a mistake. No. But hang on a minute. Durskin's passed him before the line, and has he given the place back? I don't know. Now David Coulthard did that in Australia in 2002, and he was able to not regain the position. Schumacher and Montoya took the lead. Maney up the inside, getting ahead. Behrman's going to fight back round the outside line. He just about holds it. Esterson side by side now with Browning.
The place back.
Durskin's given the place back, but he didn't need to do that. That doesn't need to be done. That's the wrong decision. AIX have made an absolute balls up there, and now he's lost out to Maney, and here comes Browning round the outside. It was Behrman who made the mistake. Just like Trulli, remember in 2009, he made the mistake, Hamilton went through, that was the correct decision, and now Bortoletto trying to come back on the inside line. Aron's in there too, and up the inside comes, is that the Trident? Yeah, Esterson coming back in. Wow! Wrong call.
Absolutely unbelievable stuff. Did Behrman actually go off the track?
Yes.
I couldn't quite tell. He
Yeah.
did. Yeah, no, Dirksen should not have given the place back. That's a fundamental error there from the AIX team.
Oh, and lock up from Aron, and Bortoletto trying to hit the back of Jose Maria Marti. Marti's made the mistake. Coming out of turn 10, down to a 12, 13 and 14 complex. Bortoletto can't go through on the outside, but Marti makes the mistake, goes wide, and up the inside of 14 goes Bortoletto, and Aron's coming through. Nothing there either.
What a move by Bortoletto there, switching back through those very fast corners on the track. So very well done. And we're looking at the back. Edger is not coming through through the track as quickly as Bortoletto.
And there we see again, that's Esterson being passed by Goethe, Omi, but yeah, that was wrong. Durskin Behrman, it noted, but a safety car infringement for overtaking, but Behrman was off the track. Durskin's going to go through, get ahead of Browning to 1. Browning's got that outside line, the MotoGP line, which is much better traction. It's sort of half banked through that corner to give the motorcycles better traction, and it sort of helps the Formula cars as well. But Omi, in my opinion, I don't think Durskin did anything wrong. Trulli went off in 2009. David Coulthard in 03. If you go off the track, you're allowed to pass.
Absolutely, we still have, we had Marty who just fully got out of the way there, went to the inside, got the long way around, he said to Isaac Hadjar, who was able to get by. Yellow flags around Martins to the inside of Maloney. That will be close to contact with Esterson there as well.
Oh, and spin, and then spin. Oh, they all avoid him. How did that happen? 2 go round and synchronised spinning. Zane Malone in his last F2 race will get going, but has dropped right to the back of the field and kicks up some gravel for good measure. Esterson spinning as well. And Martins is in trouble. He's dropped down 3 places. No further investigation for Durskin and Behrman, but that's the wrong decision from the stewards. They should never investigate it. If anything, that should be... Let's take a look at this turn 6 first of all. So Martin's on the inside line there, Omi, and it just... they just lose on their own.
Oh, I think Martins has front right damage.
Let's have a look. Was there contact? I can't tell from an angle.
There definitely was contact between Martins, twice actually, because when he spun, he touched Martins again, so he'll have the front wing damage, or I think front right damage as well. He goes off the track, so he didn't go actually fully off the track, but I feel it's just his mistake, and it's noted, but I don't think it will be a penalty, and especially after he gave back the position.
I don't know how. I would have given that personally that Durskin could have kept the lead. So Behrman now leads the race again and could be on for a double despite making the mistake. He's going to try and pit late and benefit from another safety car, but Durskin as well now having to defend from Bortoletto, and it's all breaking loose here. Martins is out of the race, by the way. He's in the pit lane and he's out of the race. And what's happened to Jose Maria Marti? Dropped 4 places, 5 places, 6 places. 7, 8, 9. What's going on for Marty? He's stabilised now down in 17th, 10. Has he gone off?
He'll have damage, I think, probably a puncture or anything like that.
Yeah, wishbone's broken. He's out of the race.
Come on, show us Paul Aaron, he's getting really close. Show us Hadjar, Bortoleto, they're all together, the title contenders right now. But yeah, disappointment for Victor Martins. As it's all going on, Marty seems to have stabilised fully, properly this time.
He's going. Bortoleto and Marty noted. Can I go? Can I not go? Go! Go! Right, there's Bortoleto. He's got this time penalty, remember, of 5 seconds. But if there's a safety car, he can serve it, but I'm not sure if that'll count. Virtual safety car, you can't save it. I'm not sure about safety cars themselves. Behrman, 1:39.905, fastest up of the race. As we see Dirtskin with the DRS now having a go on Browning, down to turn 1. Paul on having a go as well on Bortoleto. Visor strips flying out everywhere as well. And they're all running around, but Behrman's 2 seconds ahead. 2.5 seconds ahead. And where is... I'm just trying to look where it has...
Marty's 16, so he's kept it going.
Yeah, so Marty's made a mistake, and I think this is what we're going to see for it. There he is, he spun it!
Yeah. Oh.
Did very well, not
all by himself, or did he get contact? It's hard to say.
He did well to get
the other Red Bull car there, very, very close.
Yep. That would have been Ollie Goethe.
Right, Martins is out. Crawford and Martins noted no further investigation. Who did they overtake? Not Behrman. Unless they overtook before that green flag line, which is the start line. And we've gone to a timed event. Sorry to question there, guys. We've gone to a timed event. So 14 minutes will be the distance of the race remaining, plus 1 lap.
Yeah, we had the full slot anyway, but with the amount of safety cars, it's just we keep wasting time. So it's meant that we're just gonna race to the full hour as the sun continues to set. With Gabriel Bortoleto putting the pressure on Dirksen, but he's got to be careful. One wrong move, Arad, Hadjar are there to capitalize.
Down we go straight again. DRS sort of neutralising everything. Martins and Estenson noted for causing a collision. And here goes Joshua Dirtskin on the inside line into turn 1. Gets ahead of Luke Browning. Browning's going to try that MotoGP outside line. Can't do it. Dirtskin gives him enough room, but squeezes at the exit, and he moves up into 3rd place. Good move. That's
very good move. Dirksen has been absolutely on fire this weekend. I've really been impressed with his form, not just in the races, but in qualifying as well.
So they're flying through again. Setting sun is going to be providing a little bit of problematics. There's a fly that's woken up.
Interesting.
It's right in my eye line as well. You might see it darting in front of the camera every now and then.
But I'm looking, and it looks like Bortoleto is on the hard tires, but it says medium. I might be wrong here, but...
Where is he?
Just trying to...
Hards. Yeah, hards. Bortoleto's on hards. That graphic's wrong. You're right.
So they all will finish the race in this compound. So it's just the front runners who haven't pitted yet who have to pit.
Yes, and well, actually, neither has Jose Maria Marti or Max Esterson, but they went spinning and off track, so they have yet to stop as well. But yeah, top 4: Behrman, Maney, Browning, Dirtskin, all yet to Behrman, Maney, Dirtskin, Browning, all yet to stop. And here we go again, as Maney's going to be under pressure from Joshua Dirtskin with that DRS, as Bortoleto goes for a move on the inside line as well. On Browning, Dirtskin passes Maney, Bortoleto passes Browning, but that's not really much. It's a 5-second penalty, remember. Behrman 4.3 seconds ahead now at the front of the field. Of course, Behrman's trying to pull out a gap. No doubt Behrman might be able to get 5 seconds if he can push really hard, but with 12 minutes to go, you're banking on a safety car. It'll be 12 minutes plus 1 lap.
Yeah, Oliver Behrman did a very, very quick lap last time around. It wasn't quite the fastest lap, that's still held by Dino Beganovic, but it was within 2/10 of a second of it, 1 minute 39.9.
Tell Kush, please let me past and block the other cars. So, Bortoletto, yeah, wants to go through and tell Main to block. So that's trying to get that 5-second gap. Invictus, Teams Championship on the line, Drivers Championship on the line. They've got to work together. Maine's been told, swap positions. Well, is Kush Mainey going to do it? What do you think, Amy?
You don't often see team orders in Formula 2, but when the championship is on the line, I think we can understand why.
I've missed having you here, Sif. I just called you Amy, sorry.
And swap places.
Swap now!
Oh.
Now!
He's not doing it.
It's like Al Powers from Die Hard. I need backup at Nakatomi Plaza. Now, goddammit, now! Let him through! Maney's not doing it. Over the line, he pulls over, and he's in, and Maney's boxed! I don't believe it! I don't believe it! Maney has come into the pit lane, and that can't be by the team's design, because that has absolutely screwed Bortoletto. They said swap positions, Maney's gone, no thank you, and he's boxed. Well, I think Invictus might just want a quiet word with him in a dark room and a baseball bat after this one. They're going to screwed A, the Constructors' Championship, and B, the Drivers' Championship. What on earth was all that about? And Iran dives through on the inside of Browning up to 4th. Well, that has ruined everything.
Of course, Maney still had to pit, but I wonder if everybody at the team is ready for a pit stop. If not, he might have misheard swap now for box now.
Oh,
but
my
he's
God.
back out of the pit, so I think it was a planned pit stop because the team was ready. Yeah.
Hadjar's going on the inside of Browning. That's a tricky part of the circuit through turns 7, 8 and 9. And in fact, Browning's off the circuit. Now, is Hadjar going to get done for forcing a driver off the track as Goethe lunges up the inside with a lockup down at turn 10, has better traction, makes contact with Browning, and here comes Beganovic, trying round the outside, 3 wide, into turn 12, hold your breath, and he's through, and there's still 3 wide, and off the track goes Luke Browning, and off everywhere. Chaos ensuing as Goethe goes through to 6th. Brilliant move and one of the hardest parts of the track to get right.
Hungry sprint all over again. That was unbelievable, and so was this. Incredible stuff. And Dino Beganovic starting life in Formula 2, already going on the attack. As the fastest lap goes to Bortoletto, he's got to get on with it. He's got a 1-second gap to Paul Aaron.
Browning pits, and now that's going to change it again. Here comes the move from Christian Mansell on Rito Miata for 8th position on the inside line, down into turn 1. Miata's going to hold on the outside line with the medium compound tyres, hard tyres better, and through. Now goes the 23 of Mansell. Well, this race is just turning into 11. Well, hang on a minute, that's Martin still in the car. He's still sat in the car. Right, here's Hadjar. And this was insane. 3 wide.
Oh, also a nice move here, but very close to contact. And this is where he was... I don't think he pushed him off the track. He did go off the track, of course. But I don't think there will be a penalty.
Browning elected to go off track all by himself for some reason there.
Oh, this
Needed
move
3
here.
wide.
Oh, that, I think, is one of my favourite moves I've seen all season long. Outside, let the other two force each other off. I'll slip back on the in. That was brilliant. And Victor Martins is back in the race. 5 laps down.
Why?
He just wants to run in some cars, or he wants to cause some trouble because he's come out right in front of the leaders.
It's just a practice session for him these final laps.
Yeah, he's not going to help his teammate Browning. He's down in 16th place. So through we go. This.
Martins has had his position in the Alpine team displaced a little bit there by them announcing this weekend that Paul Aron's now their reserve driver.
Yeah, kind of saw that coming as well. I'm a bit worried, actually.
But to be fair, Paul Aron is doing better than Victor Martins this season, so Alpine had to go for someone who's performing better in the championship.
And don't forget, Doohan's contract's only for 5 races. That's going to be another important one.
What do you mean? Why only 5 races?
Standard new contracts, apparently, for Alpine. If you're a rookie driver, you get 5 races to prove yourself, and if you're good there, you'll get the full season. If you're not, you're out.
Whereas the other rookies get the full season.
Yeah, that's just Alpine for you.
Oh, God.
I don't really like the precedent that sets. I feel like other teams might end up following
Yeah, other
suit
teams
with
might
that.
follow suit, like Red Bull.
Oh, they already did. There again, all you need is to be Sergio Perez, and apparently you've got job security for life.
That is true.
He must have something on Christian Horner. He must got to have. I can't believe Christian's giving him that good when he's been so horrible to all the other drivers. Dirtskin's about to get passed by Bortoletto, and Paul Aron's right there as well. Oh, that's late from Dirtskin!
Oh.
Bortoletto swings through, and he's up to second, but Dirtskin might get a warning for that from the stewards. Very late defensive driving, and now Bortoletto's hoping that Dirtskin's going to do that to Paul Aron.
That was very late. It was very late. It could have ended very badly for Bortoletto and Dirksen, but luckily it all went okay.
We're waiting for a safety car.
Let's hope for that. We wait until the end.
Okay, they're praying for safety car.
Even with a safety car, he's going to lose so many positions. I don't think he might end up in the points, even with a safety car.
Let's have a look at this again. That I don't know if that's defending before or after. What do you make of it, guys?
It's close. It's very close. I think it's too late, but I don't know if it's just reacting or just defensive being a little bit too late. Hard to see.
Let's have a look then. On board, Marty, fastest lap, 17th, 138.679. That takes the point away. Dirtskin and Behrman have yet to stop in this race. You must do a mandatory pit stop in the feature race. And Paul Aron right on the back of Dirtskin now. But this is brilliant news for Bortoletto. He's thinking, yeah, sure, just take as long as you want. Stay out as long as you want. But now, Aron's going to have the DRS. Dirtskin's going to have to go very defensive. How defensive do you want to be? DRS open, Dirtskin's looking. He'll go to the inside. Aron saw it coming, sticks to his racing line and breezes through. That was amateur hour from Dirtskin. He thought he could pull the same move twice. Should have stayed on his line. I would have stayed on my line.
Yeah, I think it was clear that Aaron was close enough. It was just a sitting duck Dirksen.
1.7 seconds the gap between Bortoletto and Aron, as Behrman's been told box on this lap. So now you've got this strange situation going on where we're going to have to think about it differently, because this is now going to be Bortoletto possibly finishing as winner on the road, but Paul Aron getting the race victory overall, and he's starting on pole position, let's not forget.
How did he? A Paul Aron win and our 17th win of the year possibly?
Yeah. And I think it's surprising when we've talked about Paul Aron so highly this year that he has not won a race. It's crazy.
With a 5-second penalty, he will drop behind Hedger as well in a race, right? So that will be quite important.
Yeah, Paul Aron on 137 points, remember. Box for Dirtskin as well, so that's going to put the top two just open door. After you, my friend. Behrman boxes. And now the race is on. Bortoletto leads. Aron second. Dirtskin pits. That puts Hadja up to third. Top three in the championship running together. As for some reason we ride with Behrman. Into the pit lane and takes over.
To be honest, even if a safety car had come out, Behrman probably would have been hard-pressed to score any points in this race.
Yeah. I love that. For some reason, it's the Prima F2 car. Every time it goes down the pit lane at speed, it sounds like that pod racer from Star Wars. In Phantom Menace, you know, the sounds fantastic. And we're in the desert as well, so we are pod racing.
Right.
Here's Saboba. Max Verstappen is so Saboba, just saying. Side rant there. Me and Megan could be that two-headed commentator as well. that sort of fits with me there. 90 seconds left then, plus 1 lap. That is effectively 2 to go. Next lap will be the last lap, we've been told by the stewards, which is going to be interesting. Usually it's plus 1. So it should be this, then another lap, then another lap. But I think
they're doing what they did. Yeah, they're doing what they did in Baku. They, if when possible, just cut it short. Doesn't matter. That's what they want to do.
Yeah. Don't want to stop the timings. So we've got a minute to go as we cross the line. Logic would dictate 2 laps to go, but are we going to get the signal from race control? It's 1 lap. Nothing at the moment.
If Goethe is going to attack here, they will lose time, and that could mean Bortoleto will stay ahead of Hedger and Goethe.
And Goethe is definitely going to want to do that. He wants a podium. He's been in tricky circumstances this week. Go on.
You want to impress Helmut Marko and Red Bull, though?
Yeah.
As well, at the same time, you don't want to do anything that can happen.
For the 5 seconds, we need a little bit more if you can, mate. A little bit more.
Foot down, my friend. Foot down.
It's 4. Okay, 1 sec. It's 4.3 seconds between Bortoleto and Hadjar.
Yeah. So that needs to
be. And 4.8 with Goethe as well.
So Goethe will be on the podium in 3rd. Will he know that?
It's 4.9. I think he's going to lose out. It's going to be very close between Goethe and Bortoleto now.
If Bortoleto does fall behind Hadjar, they will be. There will just be half a point difference in the championship, I think.
Yes, Prix going into Abu Dhabi. Right, time's up. Is the flag going to come out, or are we going to have 1 more lap? Rules dictate plus 1.
It's 5 seconds.
Goethe outside 5 seconds now.
Yep, so this is going to be crucial. Is this still a podium for Bortoleto? He'll exit the last corner. Is there a checker flag waiting for him to be waved? We look to the flag. It is 1 to go. They need to better communicate that to us. Yellow flags around the circuit. I saw one of the driver trackers flashing yellow. Nothing on us. Okay. So this is the last lap now. As the sun is setting and the artificial track lights start to take over the circuit.
Hadjar's got to be careful as well. He can't drop outside of it. I think we want half a point going into Abu Dhabi.
I want half a point. Everybody wants half a point. Come on. Come on, Bortoleto. What have we got? He wants to be F3, F2 back-to-back before he goes to F1. It's going to be a fantastic run in Abu Dhabi in just 7 days' time. By this time next week, the championship will be over.
Sadly.
Hadjar's trying to push, but he's 4.6 now. He's back inside. So Hadjar's still inside. He dropped out briefly, but now he's 4.5. So Hadjar's found a bit more time as well to keep what is effectively 2nd place. Goetze's dropped 5.2. He's out of it. Just got to keep your eye on that clock. It's dropping now in that middle sector as Bortoleto has free air. He'll come into the last corner. Gabriel Bortoleto will cross the line in 1st, but an error in the pit lane entry has given him a 5-second time penalty. He'll win on the road, but for the first time this year, our 17th different winner, Paul Aron, finally wins in Formula 2 2024, and he has absolutely deserved it. A driver who got let go by Mercedes Driver Academy for Andrea Kimi Antonelli. Yeah, how that's gone for you. Paul Aron picked up by Alpine as their reserve driver next year and finally gets a win. Ollie Oakes, of course, was team principal of High Tech knows exactly what he could do, has signed him as the reserve, and has brought him back into the Formula 1 wing. Vachon drops to 13th. Bortoletto does finish third, with Hadjar second. Well, 0.5 of a point going into Abu Dhabi. Yes! I'm out of breath.
It couldn't be more cinema, could it?
Nothing better for this championship. 188.5. And I believe we'll now see Hadjar on 188. There you go.
2021 Formula 1 flashbacks a bit. Half a point going to the final race.
Come on! Come on! Yes! Yes! Yes, we got him! I was suffering at the end. I was really scared. Ay, ay, ay! Yes!
I think after yesterday he needs that. But here's Paul Aron, winner for our 17th different of the season. Here he is.
There we go, first win. Well done. Yep, thank you guys. I mean, well done, Gabriel. Did a good race, but yeah, I'm not gonna give you a monologue, but can't lie. Took long enough for this win. Can't lie.
Yep, nicely done. Okay, let's go around the room before we hand over to the world feed until the podium ceremony. Jess, starting with you in the pit lane. What do you make of that one?
Absolutely remarkable stuff towards the end of that race. I really enjoyed Bortoletto's charge to see if he can be within 5 seconds of Hadjar. Didn't quite do it, but it's about time for Paul Aron to take his first win. He just had that new force of motivation since he got picked out by Alpine. Alpine saw potential in the young driver, and I can't wait to see what Paul Aron does next year in F2, to hopefully maybe see him in a Formula 1 seat in the future. Alpine have made the right decision, and Paul Aron has proved it on track today.
Wes?
Oh, it was absolutely brilliant. So worth the wait. Which, you know, putting aside all of our collective anger at the start of this, it was so worth it. To be for the championship to be down to just half a point going into the final round is excellent.
Amy.
Old, brilliant, wheel-banging Formula 2 stuff. And we've got a title battle. I think the first time in Formula 2 where we've actually got a realistic chance for two drivers. We've always had it needing one driver to have bad luck all the way through. So it's game on. We're going to hopefully see both of them battling at the front, and hopefully we're going to be able to crown a champion in a brilliant way in Abu Dhabi.
Over to you, Synth.
Yeah, it was a very nice race. Lots of battles and safety cars, which of course we love to see. But most importantly, of course, the championship down to half a point. I'm very happy to be back, and I really can't wait for Abu Dhabi now, because it's going to be very close for the championship.
Thanks, guys. We'll see you in a few minutes after the podium. Let's head over to Alex Texanide's bundle, and we can have a sit down after 90 minutes.
8th different winner of the year. Zach Brown says, well done. And it really was a drive that deserved it. Gabriel Bortoletto, though, showing that he will just absolutely refuse to go without a fight. He takes a half-point lead into the final round of the season. Isaac Hadjar with a personal best lap of the entire race on the last lap, after we got timed out after an hour of running plus a lap. And that is everything that you love about Formula 2. Just three incredibly talented drivers, all set a different exam question. Two of them go on to become our rivals for the title. The other one goes on to the top step. That is just a fine way to kick off this Grand Prix Sunday. And man, is that overdue for Paul Aron. He has deserved wins before today.
Absolutely so. The physicality of that as well, incredibly impressive. You can see how hard they've worked. 32 laps of this incredibly physical layout. They were finding on older tyres, best laps at the end of that race, hurling these monumentally powerful machines around to take the laps they needed to get the position. Really, really impressive physical driving from those two.
Isaac Hadjar still fighting for the title. If you're wondering about the half point, and you know what, it's a fair question. If you're wondering about the half point, it's because Gabriel Bortoleto crossed the line with exactly the same race time as Dennis Hauger back in Monza, and they had to split the final point of the sprint race. It's been that type of year, and that's the half point advantage he takes in to the last round of the season.
And it's so unlikely to happen again. We're going to have to say half a point for the rest of the year, aren't we, as well, because there's very little other scenarios they would achieve that in. Achievement, though, for Paul Aaron. I completely agree with you. How many races has he put himself in contention to win this year? Seems to have been on the podium again and again, at times sort of back-to-back races, finishing second in Albert Park and then straight back on the podium again in Imola. But it hasn't come good for him for the P1 spot until now. Richly deserved for Paul Aaron.
Incredible stuff on the circuit. Thank you for waiting as we had that delay with the barrier repair. Thanks for sticking.
Quick look at the championship then, because Alex Jason stopped talking. Bortoleto 185, Hadjar 188. Let's hear from the top four, top three in the cooldown room.
There are 2 points for pole, so that battle resumes on Friday.
I need to go to the toilet.
Okay, we are
On the podium.
we are ready to go.
Can I?
Please, no. Let's go.
Straight to the podium we go, because we've got a Grand Prix to run in a couple of hours' time.
We certainly do. Gabriel Bortoleto makes his way up to the third step after a fantastic drive, which will go unyielding of the position he crossed the line in.
Isaac Hadjar to second place, 0.4 of a second. The difference between a 6.5 point gap or a half point gap to the final round. It's Aaron's day though, and he'll hear his national anthem.
They must have forgotten the TV linked audio throughout that broadcast for that. The trophies being presented then as well to Paul Aaron. Our first win for him in Formula 2 this year. 17 different winners. It's absolutely fantastic stuff. High Tech then get their second win of the season as they line up. And of course, let's not forget, Ollie Oakes was the team principal before he stepped up to Alpine, and he's brought Paul along with him as well now Isaac Hadjar gets his second place, which puts him level-ish with Bortoletto, 0.5 of a difference. And now, here in Losail, non-alcoholic, of course, but it's champagne time!
In respect of prayer time, there will be no celebrations music, but if you'd like to celebrate, you may do so with celebrations!
So, there is no... Right, I'm not even going to get into that because that's a whole... Yeah, that's a whole other debate to come into. So when we race in Barcelona, are we respectful when people are having siestas when the Grand Prix is on and the race finishes? No. What? This isn't it? Oh, I'm not even going into that right now. Good idea, but if you're going to do it here, do it everywhere. That's a bit poor, in my opinion. Because Paul One can't celebrate. Oh, for God's sake, no, I don't like that. I like, however, that Isaac Hadjar brings the Valencian flag onto the podium there as well. The relief efforts for Valencia still going on, of course. Go on, Wes.
Yeah, I'm not sure that was the Estonian national anthem they played for Paul Aron there. Because that sounded so familiar, and obviously we don't hear the Estonian national anthem very often in racing, but I definitely recognise that one from somewhere. But yeah, also a shout out to John Bennett. He somehow managed to come back from being a lap down, having stalled on the grid, to getting 4 points for finishing in 8th place. Great job from the British driver there.
I must admit, we've had Formula 2 races and Moto 3 races at this time as well. We've had Moto 2 and Moto 3 races at this time, and MotoGP. I've never seen them go, sorry, we can't have any Prosecco or anything like that on the podium because it's pro time. I've never seen that before. That's a very weird thing for Formula 1 to bring into there. It's a good idea to be respectful, but if you're going to do it here, you have to do it in other countries as well, i.e. you've got to do it in Bahrain, you've got to do it in Saudi Arabia. We race at Formula 2 and Formula 3 during times of siestas. Do you know what I mean? You have to do it then as well, and there's other things to consider as well. For instance, as well, CFE have prayer time in, what was it, 10 a.m. in the morning. We run Formula 2, Formula 3 races then as well, and Porsches. That is very bizarre to include that as a reason in an international championship. That is bizarre, in my opinion. And I believe it breaches guidelines as well. That's why I'm so surprised. It's a good idea. I like that idea. And I'm just surprised because it breaches guidelines. So, yeah, we get a big list of what we can and cannot say. Anyway, I'm rambling. We're off here. Right, let's closing thoughts then. Synth, what do you think going into Abu Dhabi?
I'm just hoping that the championship stays close after the sprint, and we're gonna have a very close and important feature race. I just hope we're gonna have just a race, a battle between the two drivers, and I can't wait. It's gonna be so fun.
Amy?
Game on for the Formula 2 Championship. Cannot wait. It's going to be absolutely phenomenal.
Wes?
Yeah, if it's even half as good as the racing we got here today, then we are certainly in for a treat.
Jess? Might have disappeared on, doesn't have a mic on.
She's gone.
She's gone. Yeah, she's got to go. She's busy. She's racing. Well, my thanks to Jess. My thanks to you, Wes, for joining us this weekend as well. I hope you've enjoyed it. Synth, lovely to have you back as well. My thanks, as always, to Omi for being in Formula 2. And he'll be heading down to pit lane for Formula 1 now as well. An amazing race here in Formula 2 as the opener for Qatar in this new generation. We raced here with GP3 and then GP2 Asia Series before, but Formula 2 gets a proper crack at the whip, and it is brilliant, this circuit as well. We'll see you next time in just 7 days when the FIA Formula 2 Championship wraps up, and we'll decide who will be world champion. See you soon. Bye-bye.